what were the main causes for the end of the demise of 20th century empires?
Well, one obvious cause was the Second World War. The Second World War was fought in the end to prevent German, Japanese, and Italian expansion. And that's exactly what it did. All three of those empires were destroyed entirely by war. And no effort was made to revive imperialism in any of those countries. The war also accelerated the collapse of the other empires because the defeat of the British and the French in Southeast Asia, for example, it persuaded most imperial peoples that the time had come for Britain and France to give up. They should be liberated as well. They deserve nationhood if European states deserve nationhood. And if the war was a war for democracy and self-determination, well, they should have a share of that as well. So it was if you like, a kind of moral political crisis for the old empires post-1945, which led them to basically abandon empire by the early 1960s. It was no longer sustainable. And that collapse, I think, owed a great deal to the changes brought about by the Second World War.
Would the British Empire, in your opinion, have ended without World War II? Was it just an accelerator? Were there other factors involved? And specifically, Winston Churchill, who was an advocate of the empire, was he anti-empire post-World War II?
Well, he certainly wasn't. No, he deeply regretted the passing of the British Empire. As one might expect. The British Empire would almost certainly have gone on from the 1940s, but I think it was pretty much doomed. The forces that are unleashed even before the Second World War of nationalism, political liberalism, and so on. That subject peoples deserve these too. They shouldn't just be confined to America and the European states. And I think that was a process probably unstoppable, but it was certainly accelerated by the Second World War. After the Second World War, the legitimacy of old-fashioned territorial empires and subject peoples have been shown to be bankrupt. That if you had to defeat Britain, France, and Italy and stop them doing it, well, what justified you continuing to do it?